1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Hey, Downtimers. Got a new diversion for you today. Decided to kind of step back a little bit from the crafting and talk just a little bit about what's going on behind the scenes. And that's what the diversion is really good for, I think, really talking a little bit about behind the scenes kind of stuff. So I hope you guys don't mind me kind of rambling a little bit about what's going on. But I had a couple folks ask me recently, what was the big reveal, and provide their own particular answer or what they think it was or is. And in the last diversion, I mentioned, be looking out for the big reveal coming up soon. The big reveal is timber terrain. So I'm sure you guys kind of figured that out. I had a couple folks ask me, I came out with the mod metal system before timber terrain, and that's been a lot of fun too. And honestly, the way my brain works, I have so many different ideas and so many different systems and so forth. And the way I think about miniature gaming in general, I like attacking it from different angles, right? I like wood. I like all materials, right? Wood, plastic, foam, whatever. And I find a use for each. But I also enjoy kind of challenging myself and saying, I want to make something kind of new. I want to kind of step outside the box a little bit, and I want to see what I can do with wood, for instance. And what are the advantages and disadvantages in working with woodworking or woodcrafting, right? Especially as it pertains to miniature gaming. The timber terrain system is probably the most successful in my opinion of the different systems I've come up with. You guys have only seen a couple. The mod metal system is very successful, like for sci-fi, military, not so much for D&D-esque or Pathfinder type gaming, not so much the medieval fantasy type settings, but it does have its uses there as well. I'm hoping I'll find time to get back into mod metal, but I know a lot of you guys are really interested in the timber terrain. I am too. To be honest with you, I'm very excited about timber terrain. I've been excited about Woodcraft, is what I like to call it, for almost a year now. So DM Scotty came out with dungeon tiles, and it got me kind of involved in kind of working a little bit more towards a system with wood, and how can I utilize the woodworking tools that I have, the woodworking tools that I can afford, and the type of lumber and material that I think I could afford, or better yet, anybody could afford. See, there's some challenges in coming up with a new system. You got to figure out, okay, what's the price going to be, right? What's the price tag? You always have to figure out the price tag for the tools, the price tag for the materials. And it's according to how much you want to do with it. If you want to be like, really top notch with woodcrafting, you're probably going to want to get a nice bandsaw. You're probably going to want to get some pretty serious woodworking tools, a scroll saw, obviously. Well, a lot of people would want to get a table saw. I'm going to start a new series of videos just about woodcraft and would you work with wood? Why would you choose working with wood versus other materials? What are the advantages and disadvantages? And see, I've been brainstorming here lately on all that stuff, and I'm very excited, in case you can't tell, about woodcraft and woodcrafting, and it all goes back to the timber terrain system. So yes, the big reveal is timber terrain, and I have a whole lot of videos and a lot of ideas and concepts to throw your way about what I've been doing with the timber terrain. I'm actually sitting here looking at a timber terrain setting right now. I apologize if I seem distracted, but this is going to be the next scene. The players and I, we're going to go through this scene here with a boat, and this, you guys have seen this quite a bit in the videos, but I still have it set up here, and I've been so busy with crafting and making videos and all this stuff that we don't have much time for gaming. Of course, I work a full-time job. My kids, both my sons, are very involved in tennis. They're they're exceptional athletes, and I'm very proud of them, in case you can't tell that. But they have to be part of the player group. We do anything with dice. So Downtime with dice, right? That's our theme for the channel, and that's the theme for the gaming that I do with the kids. I don't like two-dimensional gaming. I don't like Magic the Gathering game playing cards, and so I'm okay with it. It's just, and I'm cool with. I've actually sat and watched people play this game before. The playing card games, Magic the Gathering, and some other ones. And I think they're cool. I'm okay with them. But if I'm going to sit down and I'm going to get involved in a game, it's going to be three-dimensional. And it's because of the way I think. And back to the timber terrain system, it's very three-dimensional. I mean, it's a chunk of wood. I mean, come on. And, there's length, there's width, and there's depth. And this is the way I think. My sons will go over to their other people's houses, friends, family members, whatever, and they'll play cards. And I did go through a little phase when I was younger, like 13 through 15 or something, up in that area. We play D&D, but we'd also every now and then, when we wanted to play something that was like 30 minutes or less, we'd play 5-card stud, poker, or Uno. Uno was a big card game that we enjoyed when I was younger, and I think it was because it was a relatively new card game when I was younger, and it was a lot of fun, and it was very simple to comprehend, and within 30 minutes you know how to play the game and have a good strategy about how you might could win or whatever. Honestly, I'd rather play chess, and I'm not good at chess. I actually stink at chess, but I'd rather play chess because it's a three-dimensional game, right? It's not a two-dimensional game. So anyway, if you guys are wondering why I'm so deep into the timber terrain and all these three-dimensional terrain systems for miniature gaming, well, in the first place, miniature gaming is three-dimensional, right? But I'm really into miniature gaming and the terrain systems for miniature gaming because I'm really into three-dimensional gaming. That's my thing. I love woodworking so much, and I love the appearance and the stability and the sturdiness of these wood pieces so much that I believed in it from the very beginning. And in the very beginning, I thought, okay, how could you possibly go wrong with woodworking tools and 2x4s? How could you go wrong with that? Some wood burning and some paint, bam, you have a whole system there. You just got to figure out the measurements, right? You have to figure out how to cut what to make whatever you want on your table. Well, you spend time developing your base blocks, then you can develop anything, just about anything, based off your base blocks. Most of what mankind creates with wood is square or rectangular. Most of it is not round. And you can make round stuff too, by the way. But it's real easy to get a 2x4 and say, okay, the width is 3.5. Yeah, I'm gonna make the length 3.5. Bam, we have a square. And of course, you got the depth. I'll get further into all that stuff later on. But basically you have a square, a wooden block that's 3.5 by 3.5. Well, that's your basis for just about everything. I mean, you can, you're gonna make a boat, we'll make it 7 inches wide. Okay, 2 base blocks together. And honestly, the boat, I've had a lot of compliments on the boat. Honestly, I made the timber terrain system to make a fort. And on the day of filming the first timber terrain video, I threw together the boat just off the top of my head without any systematic approach whatsoever. I just threw it literally on the day of filming. I had like an extra 10 minutes and I was like, I have a fort, I have watchtowers. The watchtowers can be independent, right, of the fort. But yeah, I was like, what? It'd be fun to kind of make a boat out of this stuff. Literally, it was the day of filming. I have a set schedule for filming. If I go over, I have to just cut it out, or I have to just go to a talk video like this and just abort the whole crafting thing altogether. And I was determined not, because I was so excited about showing you guys timber terrain, that I knew I had to put something out, and I wanted to, go ahead and show it off. I've been excited about it for months. I mean, this stuff had been in the works and put on a shelf for months, the better part of a year. DM Scotty came out with the dungeon blocks and got me back into my, modular way of thinking. And I was like, the timber terrain thing, that's kind of where I need to be. I really shouldn't have put that on the shelf. I got involved in so many other things. And honestly, I don't know how people say they will be bored when they retire. I will never be bored. I don't understand. I create so much stuff. I make, there's so much to be made. There's so much to do. I'm involved in so many hobbies, and it's just the way I've always been. I don't even know any other way to be. Back to timber terrain. What you guys, I know you guys are interested in. I've gotten a lot of subscribers just off the timber terrain videos, and I know you guys are just as excited about the system as I am. Well, probably not. I can't imagine anybody being more excited about it than I am. But it makes a lot of sense. And as we go through the timber terrain playlist, as we go through the timber terrain videos, you guys will see why it makes so much sense to go with this wood crafting system and to utilize this for miniature gaming. And of course, it can be it can be used for a lot of different things. It's a very versatile system. It's a very, it's modular. So it's very easy to tuck away. You can set up a fort or set up a ship or set up whatever, 5 watchtowers, and inside like probably less than 10 minutes. Actually, most of my setups are probably about 5 minutes because I know how to set them up. I can set up a fort probably inside 3 minutes now because I know where everything goes. Once you know where everything goes, it's fast. It's crazy fast. And then you can break it all down in less time than that. I probably spend more time figuring out where to put the blocks in the box than I do actually breaking everything down. It's super fast to work with. The blocks are super sturdy. I've yet to work with anything sturdier than wood that's easy to craft with. Now, steel, I imagine, obviously, but it's not too easy to craft with steel, right? So, and I like the feel of wood. It's a really good feel. And you can do all sorts of things with wood, different shapes and sizes. It's so easy to cut. 2x4s are cheap. That was my main basis for choosing 2x4s versus other woods. Obviously, 2x4s, probably not the best wood to burn, right? Probably not the best wood for showing off a wood grain and everything, but it's okay. Pine there's nothing really bad about working with pine, except you end up with knots and so forth, right? So, but I kind of like that. I like the appearance of wood. It takes paint really well. Anyway, 2x4s, super cheap. So I was thinking, easy to work with, super cheap. Who wouldn't want to work with this stuff? I can't even think of anybody who would not be at least a little interested in, breaking out a 2x4, breaking out some wood tools that they probably already have or can borrow, from neighbors or family members or friends, and spending an afternoon making some base blocks and enjoying some wood burning. Wood burning is fun. I mean, to me, it's very peaceful and relaxing. It's therapeutic to me, which crafting in general is therapeutic to me. But a circular saw, buzzing in your face and sawdust going there, that's probably not very therapeutic, right? But it's fun. I love, cutting the wood and making the blocks, and it's a very kind of in-your-face crafting experience, right? I mean, it is what it is. It's at the heart of construction. It's at the heart. And that's what I think appeals to me in some way, is like I'm doing stuff that is very inherently constructive in every sense of the word, right? So anywhere you have construction, I'm not sure where there is a place where you would not have construction except in the middle of the woods or something. Anywhere you have people, you have construction and maintenance. Anywhere you have construction and maintenance, you have these materials. So I do have some videos coming up soon about why woodcraft, why woodworking, that kind of thing, and we're going to talk a little bit more in depth about why I think this is a really good way to go. I'm starting to get into all sorts of stuff with the woodcrafting and the timber terrain system. So I'm super excited about it. I'm getting a little too far ahead of things here. I'm running my mouth. I have a tendency to run my mouth too much in these. Hope you guys are enjoying the Timber Terrain series of videos. I have a lot more coming up on those, and yes, that was the big reveal. If you guys would, if you got anything out of this, or you just enjoy hearing me ramble, give me a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Like I said, I have so many more videos coming up. It's crazy. The only challenge I have is finding the time to do this, finding the time to craft, finding the time to work on this system and make it better, and finding the time to actually do the whole YouTube thing. It takes a lot of time, and hopefully you guys are doing some of this. If you would, put a comment below and let me know, are you guys like just enjoying the videos? And that's fine too, if you just want to watch the videos and see what I'm up to. But if you guys are taking some of these ideas and you're making some timber terrain base blocks and so forth and so on, it'd be really fun to see what you guys are doing. Maybe I can get some ideas from you guys. So sorry I talk so much in these videos. It's just my personality. I like to think you guys are sitting across the table. The only really crappy part is I can't hear what you would like to say, but I kind of can. Yeah, comments. Give me a like, give me some comments, and if you haven't already, please subscribe. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.